Hi, people. Come on in.
Five to seven profiles over to my client, who then interview a handful of those job seekers.
There you go. Hi, ladies. Can you hear the music? Can you hear the music? Biodun, you want to request so I can add you? Can you guys hear me? How about now? When you come? No, we're not playing music as we're talking. Okay. So how was everybody's week? Hey, my brother just joined, Dr. Kobo One. Can I just tell you, if you're not following Dusin Oyekon, my God, please go find him on YouTube. Go find him on Instagram. He is oof. Okay, Biodun, I don't see your request yet. When it isn't easy, I'll be here. 10 hands, even when it isn't easy, I'll be. Oh, why isn't it giving you an option to request? Oh my God, really? Oh, hold on. Okay, I just did something. So, oh, she's coming. Yay!
It wasn't giving me the option, so I had to go out and come back.
I got scared for a minute. I thought Instagram changed something, just like Facebook changes things on us all the time. I thought
Yeah.
Instagram also did. Oh
No,
my God.
but it's the same thing. They do that all the time. They do it all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So last week, some people told me that I was out of the frame. So, Eri, am I in the frame today? Or you can't? Am I in the frame? Do you guys see me? Like, do you see my head and do you see Biodun too?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we have an hour. So we're just going to go right to it, and as people join. So background. Let me tell you how I met Biodun. This amazing woman. I was invited to a concert by the young adults ministry of HCCN, Holy Ghost Christian Center, right?
Mm-hmm.
NJ. Okay. So, hi Bola, how are you? So I went over there. And it was so amazing. Oh my God, it was amazing. Oh, I can still think back and remember that night. So they were going to give us dinner. I was actually going to leave. Funny thing, I was going to leave, but something just said, you know what, hang out and just have, meet new people. Little did I know that I would meet this woman, which it was God. It was a God connection. That's the one thing I always say when I think about you. It was a God connection. And we were sitting down eating dinner, and Biodun just walked up, sat down right in front of me, right across from me. You would have thought that she knew me from somewhere, and she handed me this book. And that's the book we're gonna. It's like the basis for what we're talking about today. This book, Lead Me Past the Lies. That's the title of her book. She's an author. She also has another like an IG. It's not an IG only series called Immigrate, right? Immigrate for second generation
First and second generation
Nigerian Americans.
No, it's actually the Immigrate Life,
Immigrate Life.
And it is for first and second generation immigrants from Africa,
Okay.
not just
From Africa, not just Nigeria. Okay. So that's a little background on her. She's a mother, two boys. So she's a boy mom. Hashtag boy mom. Okay. So I'm gonna let Biodun kind of give a little introduction about herself, and then we will kick it off.
Okay. So hi everybody. I'm so pleased and blessed to be here. As Gladys said, we did meet at a concert. It was fire. Like it was crazy. It was crazy. It was great. And I have found a connection with her because I believe that at a time when I was kind of looking for people like me. So I cannot carry a tune to save my life, but I'm so glad that God loves me regardless, and my worship is accepted regardless, right?
Yep.
Sometimes you just want to meet other people that worship is like real to them. I don't know how to describe what I'm saying. But you just get into that presence and boom,
Yeah.
And then when you meet someone like that, it's like, this is my sister. It's so weird how people connect, as in how people become family, the things that connect us. But
Yes.
definitely worship did connect me to you, and I'm so glad that happened. So about me, I'm an entrepreneur. I am a speaker, and I do have a platform, or I do lead a platform called the Immigrate Life, which is supposed to highlight immigrant struggles and celebrate our wins. So I talk about everything immigrants, and it's for immigrants in diaspora, people who moved from Africa, or who, their parents moved from Africa. So anyway, so that aside, so I'm an entrepreneur because I'm an author. Lead Me Past This Lies is my second book. I ghostwrite for people and help them to craft strategy for their own content or books or podcasts or whatever. So yeah, that is me.
All right. Good. So again, the book is Lead Me Past This Lies. And there's something I love about the introduction. And it said that this book is a devotional. Okay, it's on Amazon. If you guys want to go get it, in fact, I encourage you to go get it. Lead Me Past It is a devotional and workbook that points us towards rediscovering a relationship with God. This is God Conversations, and for the past, this is our 4th week, and that's actually what we've been doing. So, but we're discovering a relationship with God on His terms. That's what I love about the book. On God's terms, not ours, right? Not the ones that are laid out for us by other people, right? Or inherited from family. So we wake up at 6 a.m. every morning, my family, and so you think that because you carry that into your own family, that means that you have a relationship with God. It's not about that. But we do it through His living word, and the chapters focus on the lies that hold us back, on the lies that have held us back. So, and the book, she's praying, right? And that's when I saw the book, is actually resonated with me. It confronts that. It will help you to confront the lies holding you back from God's truth. It will help you establish a lifestyle of relying on God's guidance. That you will discover the essence of an intentional relationship with Christ. Like these are basically things that we've been talking about. So I want to ask you, Biodun, what was it that led you to actually write this book?
Okay. Thank you for the question. Okay, so I wrote this book because I was, there isn't one because, but if there was to be one because, it would be
Mm-hmm.
because the Holy Spirit put it on my heart to share this message, right? So let me go deeper. So I was raised in the church, was dedicated in the church 40 days or something. I don't know, I think that's it, 40 days, according to my culture and Christian beliefs of my family. So everything
Mm-hmm.
combined. And yes, like you said, my mom made us like wake up in the morning, have devotional, pray together, all of that stuff, send me messages. I grew up in the church. I know how it
Yeah.
works, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then I got to this point where everything I had been taught didn't hold for me. It just fell apart because for me, there was a church life. Hi,
And there
Mimi.
was,
For me, there was a church life and then there was real life.
yeah.
And then it also happened to be that I had one parent that was very devoted and the other parent that didn't want to hear about church. And
I think that's half of us.
yeah, I was in the middle, and and because the parent that didn't want to hear about church was more like the head of the house, so
Mm-hmm.
it was easier for me to lean towards
Towards him, right? Towards, oh,
yeah. towards, towards it. Yeah, it's okay. So and so the moment I was by myself, and then there was a lot of away time for me growing up. I went to boarding school very early. From boarding school, I went to college. When I wasn't, then I lived by myself in college. Like I was always like kind of by myself.
mm,
And when you're by yourself, you do what you like, right?
yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
and if you don't believe in something, when you're by yourself, it will become obvious because you will cut off from that thing.
Yeah.
So I become that girl who was cut off from all of those beliefs. I
Yeah.
needed God to show me by Himself that He was real.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want somebody else's testimony. I wanted my own.
Oh, that's.
And as I waited for this testimony, I was getting deeper and deeper into things that, of course, did not please me, different from His
Oh,
own lifestyle. So which
yeah.
which was very weird because I am waiting for God to show Himself, but I am drifting further and further.
Drifting away, right?
Exactly.
Right.
So that was how it worked. And then by the time I got to this point that I was at my lowest, like
Lowest. Oof.
it was it was like if I remember very clearly sitting down and telling my husband, do not talk to me about God. I never want to hear it. Like
Mm.
I'm done. Like he doesn't exist. And if he exists, he needs to let me know because I
No.
can't see it. Like
He needs to show himself.
yeah, and this was me.
Right.
I was born in the church. Right. And so then it's like he just got a hold of me and said, you know what, your journey starts now.
No.
And that was how, it
Wow.
started to change. Yeah, that's changed.
That's interesting, because that's almost that you're describing, I would say, 50% of our the let's say, I'm going to say, the 30 to 50 age group.
Mm-hmm.
We came up on, oh, this is how we did it in the family, so we're going to carry that to
Into
our
our own community.
families, and it doesn't translate, right? It does not translate.
No.
So yesterday I love how God has been leading us up to all these topics that we've been taking. It's like they all kind of link up at some point. So yesterday I woke up and I was just, normally my mornings are very, very, it changes from my devotional, it changes from one morning to the next. So I got my phone and I went to YouTube and I saw this song by Dusi Oyekon, I'll Be Here. Please go listen to that song. Very simple. All it was saying was, I'll be here worshiping all of the days of my life. I'll be
Yeah.
here lifting hands even when it's not easy. I'll
Mm-hmm.
be here bowing down all of the days of my life. And somehow I started thinking about noise.
Mm.
Noise. And then I started thinking about lies.
Mm.
What is noise? right? What is noise? Let's think about what is noise. Noise is anything that it distracts you, right?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
distracts you. So you're looking at something, you hear a noise, you are going
Yeah.
to look.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how long you spend looking at that thing that distracted you is up to you. If it
Mm-hmm.
catches your attention, you will stay long.
Yeah.
That's the way lies are,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's the
Yeah.
way lies. Lies. What is lies? I wrote it down somewhere. Lies is like the same thing. Lies are distractions. They are on. They are um on things that are not true that are spoken to you. So whether you accept it
Yeah. It's
is
it's not
your
really,
right
yeah.
is your. So I want to ask you, what are some of the lies, like you said that you were drawing away,
Mm-hmm.
right, while you were away,
Yeah.
because didn't believe in them anyway, the things that you were told, you kind of moved farther and farther and farther away. So
Sure.
before you came back and rediscovered your connection to God, let me put it that way, what were the lies that you took in?
Yeah. Okay. So lies for me, there were the lies of there is the Bible, and then there's real life. So as far as
Mm-hmm.
as far as the lie, it was that the Bible and real life are not the same. And that one is a huge
Huge one.
lie. There was that Christians aren't excellent.
Mm.
There was that being born again, there's nothing else you have to do. Like, okay,
Wow.
if you even got born again, you just get born again and wait until, you know, everything ends and you go to be with God. There was a lie.
Hold it right there. I want guys, as we're online now, I want you to put in the comment section what are the lies that you
Pay
heard, that
attention.
you bought into for years. I want to hear it. So let's make this, let's talk. So
Yeah.
we'll keep going.
There was the lie of that I'm helpless. That I by myself can't really make a difference. There was the lie that disruption in the faith community is pride. There was a whole lie around what pride is and what pride
Yes.
isn't. There was that. Then there's the lie of this lie I definitely want to talk about. There was the lie of that if I achieved something, it was by myself. It was me, right? And that falls under pride as well. But in that moment, it didn't seem like pride to me. There was the lie of that I can't do without material stuff because, as I like to talk about, I was raised in a society where wealth is measured by quantity.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're rich, we need to be able to see it in your garage. Like we should see 30 cars. You
We
should
could
have
see the
10, you
beamer.
should have 10 wives. You should
Yeah.
have 30 houses, right? That was how I was
Yeah.
raised,
Yeah.
not by anybody else. But that was what I saw as wealth. You needed to be able to see wealth to be wealthy,
Mm.
right?
Wow.
So I had to overcome this lie that I needed to amass stuff. I needed to buy stuff. Like it wasn't like I was buying stuff or doing stuff to prove something to. It was just in my psyche. Oh, now I have
That
this.
you had to do that.
Exactly. Now I have this, so I have to buy this. Do you understand? So and then just so many lies, but those are the lies I'll mention today. As you know, I'm doing this 30-day challenge on Facebook, and
Yeah.
today is actually day 15. So the lie for today is, let me open up. The lie for today is that we have to say things as they are, which comes to this, oh, let's be real. So so for me now, I just look at it as, um, are you being real or are you being really negative?
Look,
You know?
that was something that I believe I was delivered from. I had to be delivered from,
Exactly.
because there's a difference between, oh, I'm just telling you the way it is. I'm not lying.
Mhm.
I'm not about to
Mhm.
lie. I'm
Mhm.
not
Mhm.
about to.
Yeah.
No. If
Yeah.
if it registers with you that the words that you speak create,
Mm-hmm.
that lie will be broken. That thing
Exactly.
will be broken if you get to that point where,
Yeah.
look, you're reading it in the word, and the word says that my words create.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times telling it like it is actually destroying. It's
Exactly.
destruction. So
Exactly.
you have to be guided.
Yeah.
You have to be guided.
Mm-hmm.
So it's yeah.
Truth versus
Hepzibah Aiken said the
mm-hmm.
truth versus fact, right? What are the facts that you see? The fact that you see may be, oh, this thing is so bad.
Yeah.
There's nothing that can be done about it, and you
Mm-hmm.
just go on, and you're talking and talking and talking. Versus, what is the truth of the matter? I always tell people, what is the truth of the matter? What I see may not be, actually, what I see is not my destination.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not where I'm going.
Yeah.
I want to get to, let's say I want to get to, well, when New Jersey. So pardon me for the non-New Jersey people, but I want to go to South Orange, for example.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on where my entry point,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the person who's in South Jersey coming to South Orange is gonna come from farther up. But if I'm seeing, if I'm looking at the person from the back, I'm not even seeing my own. I'm taking away time. So this thing
Yeah.
about, oh, let's be real. I'm just gonna be
Yeah.
real. I'm just gonna put it out.
Yeah.
Listen, be guarded.
You know the truth for me. I was raised in a house where that was what I heard every day,
Every,
right? And no shade to my family is amazing, and I'm so blessed that I saw that, because then I had to confront, like, Biodun, what do you believe? And what is fact? Who sets the
yeah,
standard for fact? Who makes a fact, right?
fact.
And that's why I always use this hashtag. People don't understand, but I always hashtag co-creator, because God
Mm-hmm.
has to show me that I have creative DNA. I am a creative
Yeah.
person by
Mm-hmm.
by
My
just by
words.
just by word, just by being a child of God. I am a
Yep.
creator as well. God is
Mm-hmm.
my creator, but He has put that in me because He created me by His image. So I'm a
Yeah.
creator too. Before I used to say, oh, we creatives, we creatives. I had to start to correct myself. We're all
We're
creatives.
all creatives. It is what it is, whether you realize it or not.
Exactly. So,
And
that's the thing with that.
just because you refuse to repeat what you see doesn't mean that you deny that it's there,
Like,
right?
yeah.
It is there. It
It's
just
just,
not, it's not truth for me.
it's just that
It
you
is
understand.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, it is not a truth for me. It may be a fact, but it is not truth for me,
Yeah.
right?
Or we can follow what you said earlier. You just see it as something on the road to your destination. It is part of the journey, but it's not the end.
It's not the end. It's part of the, listen, it is part of the journey. It is not the end of the journey. That's just it. Eri said, seeing, it's temporary. It's moving. When you're seeing something, it's
Mhm.
moving. It's shaping up. Just because you see the speck doesn't mean a baby doesn't become a baby in 9 months. It starts when the egg
Yeah.
meet the sperm, and then what, they become tadpoles, and then before you know it, I have a 17, soon to be 18-year-old, and a soon to be 15-year-old, and I know, I look at them sometimes and I think, you were this tiny
Yeah.
baby just a while ago. So
Don't even let's talk about them as babies. Like, you were a bump. You were a bump. I look at my kids too. I'm like, you were a bump.
so in essence, right, facts actually change. They
Hmm.
change because they move. And Hepzibah said, be true to yourself, talk, right? Use the truth to shape yourself.
Hmm.
Use the truth to shape the facts are coming in. And as you take it, use the truth and measure it again. Take the fact, take the fact and measure it against the truth.
Hmm.
That's it. Take the fact and measure it against the truth. It's not your destination. It's just facts.
Hmm.
And you can prove it true or prove it wrong. But something has to be done, and it starts with your mouth, right?
Yeah.
But there is something that I love that you put in the book, and it's the fear of missing out. FOMO.
FOMO, yeah.
FOMO. Fear
Yeah.
of missing out. When I first saw FOMO on one of your hashtags, I was like, what is Biodun talking about?
My FOMO,
I had to
God
go.
took my FOMO and showed me
Yeah.
how to make it into JOMO. So it's
Okay. Go
JOMO.
ahead. And that's where I'm going. First of all, what is FOMO?
Okay. So FOMO is this fear. So it started for me as this fear of Christianity, of being in the faith community, because I truly believe from what I saw that you couldn't be a Christian and be truly happy, or you couldn't be
Mm.
a Christian and not be battling, like in active battle, like have rest. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to go into it.
Wow.
And I also believe that you couldn't be a Christian and enjoy life, like really enjoy life.
My
You
God.
see all the things I had to, like, you see where I'm coming from. I meet some
Yeah.
people sometimes and they say stuff I don't agree, but I also know that we're not coming from the same place. But I
Yeah.
know that when the Holy Spirit started to download all of this stuff and make me walk in this stuff, I know that there are people out there who have been where I am and they need to hear this, right? But FOMO for me was all of these things. And so I remember one of my aunts saying, oh, and you know, if you were not, if you actually started believing in God, like really, and you stopped wearing earrings, do you know you would still be beautiful? I was like, you think, and then I was wilding. I was like, you think I'm not a Christian because of earrings? Of course
Earrings?
not. That's not why. And it's not even that. For her, not being a Christian was that I didn't used to go to church. So
Mm.
he was like, if you stopped wearing earrings and everything, you would still be. I'm like, that has nothing to do with me.
Nothing to do with it.
Right. So, but but she also recognized in a way that I was kind of like trying to be in the middle or just away from it. I had seen a lot of people that made it seem like you couldn't be Christian and actually have joy. I was seeing a lot of miserable Christians, to be honest, angry Christians, miserable Christians, failing marriages that were acting like they were happy and they were Christians. And I was like, this is not what I
No.
want.
No.
I would rather be, for me then, I was like, I would rather be in the club from 10 to 3 a.m. and go to work at 7 a.m. and I would be happy instead of
Yeah.
being like that. So, but the Holy Spirit took me through this journey where I started to even look at my idea of enjoyment.
Hmm.
And then I got to this point where I was like, oh my God, I've never been this happy in my life. Because I got to this point where I was like, I have nothing to prove to anybody but my God.
You know, as you were talking, a lot of things that I think we get in trouble because we start to try to measure our relationship with God based on what we see of other people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sure.
I always say this to people: you have to know God for you.
Yeah. Sure.
You have to know God for you. There is no other antidote to this hunger that you may feel, to this emptiness that you may feel, to this joylessness. If that's the word, there's a word like that. To this fear,
Mm-hmm.
there is no medicine to it than for you to know God for you. Because if you don't, you're going to be looking at other people. You're going to be looking at how, when this person worships, this is what she feels like. You can feel it.
Your second hand. Like you're receiving second hand information. It's not the same
Information, not exactly, not firsthand. And like Biodun is saying, she actually, the Holy Spirit actually helped her walk through it. So
Yeah.
your relationship with God really is you walking with Him day by day, day by day. Sometimes, look, you're going to stumble. That happens.
Yeah. Of
You're
course.
going to stumble. There are going to be days that you feel like, I fell. But listen, he's if that relationship is so personal to you, you will come back.
Like, can we go to that, for instance? Like,
Yeah,
if
please.
some people were raised in faith communities where if you did something wrong, the backlash you would get, the kind of discipline you would get would be so harsh, right? But and I'm not going to judge. Like for some faith communities, it is their way of preventing other people from falling into that mistake, right? For
Yeah.
them, like, okay, if you see what happened to Sister A, Sister
Then
B
don't
will
do
get
it.
pregnant, right? Just like an example,
Right,
Even
right, right.
an example, right? But then one thing that that leadership doesn't really remember is that a lot of people judge God based by the way godly leaders behave. So if I was raised by people who said they were Christian, but they're extremely unforgiving and very biased and judgmental, it would be very hard for me to believe in a God that wasn't unbiased, that
Yeah.
wasn't unjudgmental. Do you understand?
Yeah.
The God I can see that you have reflected to me is a God that is biased and judgmental.
Yeah.
It's hard. It
It's
would take
strong-handed.
exactly.
Strong-handed.
It will take the Holy Spirit Himself, which is why we need that relationship. But it will take the Holy Spirit Himself to hold my hand and walk with me and say, "That's not how I
That's
am."
not the way to go. That's not the way to go. And you can actually hear him say that to you.
Oh yeah,
That's not the way. I have been woken up countless times, like, okay, that wasn't. Sometimes it's something I did during the day, and I get the check at night when I'm about to go to sleep. It's that personal. It can be that personal, is what we're saying.
Yes, yes.
So, and when you talked about how the leaders reflect God, is so I'm reading something. Eri just said that's why people say sometimes you are the only Bible that people will read.
Yep.
That is very true.
Yeah.
That is very, very true. And it's so, even to the believers though, not even just unbelievers, you even to other believers, you are the Bible. Because sometimes they're not, just because we're all
we're not
coming to church.
Yeah.
We're coming to church with hot steppers. When worship is going on, we're the ones in front. We're jumping up, and that doesn't mean that we're reading the Bible. We're the ones that are they sometimes they just want to see. Some of them are looking at you, and they're looking at how you carry yourself, how you do, and they're little simple things, like how you correct them when you see that they have done, they've misbehaved. How you correct them. Right? It's not about, oh, the Bible says you shall not, and you carry the Bible. That's not what they want to see. They want they just want to see, they want to see God in you. They want to see God. They want to see Christ.
Some people will say, no, don't look at me, look unto Jesus. But our human behavior automatically makes us
reflect.
Yes.
It reflects Jesus. And sometimes we judge. Yeah. Right. Sometimes we're judging other people. You've been a Christian. Oh, the one that kills me the most is, oh, you've been a Christian for what? How many years? And you're still doing this? And then the flip side to that is, well, you are now a Christian. You shouldn't be doing that. Listen, everybody, we're not at the same level.
Yeah.
That sentence, you're now a Christian. You shouldn't be doing that, has chased many out of the kingdom.
Yeah.
So we have to be careful. Oh my God. Hepzibah just said, this woman is preaching today. She said, I don't want to be the wrong mirror of Jesus. I don't want to be the wrong mirror. And then Eri said they want to see authenticity. People want to see authenticity. I want to see you. What you are when you're in church should not be different from what you are when you're outside.
Yeah.
Outside the church. When I see you at parties, I want to see the same Gladys that I would see when she's in church leading worship. I don't want to see two. I don't want to see two Gladyses.
So, but even that one goes way deeper, because it now becomes a question of, why do people feel like they need to be two Gladys? What in the church is making them believe that they should be two Gladys? Like, let's judgment. And who is the judgment? Who is the church? It's us. So sometimes when someone says this happened to someone, right? What's our first reaction? Oh, he shouldn't have done this. He should not have done that. Maybe he too, he was doing this. You know, those things, I'm not criticizing anyone. I'm just saying
No, we're
whenever
not.
we,
This talk exactly. God's
whenever we
conversations is not
realize
about
this,
criticizing
yeah,
anyone. We're
we
just
yeah,
bringing out.
let's just
Yeah.
say what is happening. But like when those things happen, you know what, the first thing that was given to me in spades when I rededicated my life to Christ, it was it was love. It was love. It was just this extreme heart feeling for people. I didn't know where it came from because that was, and the reason why it was so obvious was because that wasn't me. That wasn't who I was.
Mm,
Right? I always believe, oh, let me protect myself and protect my heart so that nobody hurts
mm,
me. The Holy
mm.
Spirit made it impossible for me to do that. And now I
Wow.
know that whenever that reduces in me, I know that there's something wrong with my spiritual life that I need to up.
Mm, yeah.
So why did I even say that? I said that because whenever we see ourselves like judging others, we need to like pull back and say, why did I
Yeah.
do this?
Why? Why? See, and then a lot of the when we go, let's go back to lies now. Is that I can't be as you said, I'm trying to guard my own heart. Like I don't want anyone to hurt me, and I don't because if they do that to me, then that relationship. That's it. We're not. I'm going to put you at arm's length and all that, and that just and that's from judgment too. That's from a lot of just judging. And the thing is that the Holy Spirit will check you. I'm telling you, even before, if you walk hand in hand, He will check you
That's
even
what
before
I'm
those
saying.
things
So the
happen.
moment you're not getting checked, know that
There's something wrong.
something is going on
He will
already.
check you. Let me give you a perfect example. So, a friend of mine turned 50 um 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, and I put it in my mind that on the day off, I was going to say something. Right, I was going to wish her happy birthday. But something, I don't know what happened. I was so engrossed in looking at the WhatsApp messages that she was putting out. I was watching all the videos. I was watching all the looking at all the pictures. But I don't know why my head didn't connect that. Oh, type out. So I sent a broadcast message, and she hit me back with, "You didn't even wish me happy birthday, and you're saying see you soon. To something like that." And I was like, oh my God, why,
It's
how
happening to
come?
me.
The old Gladys, I should make Omodol is right here. I sure she's laughing now. The old Gladys would have, let me do sign of the cross. The old Gladys would have hit her back with, really? Are you serious? If I was typing in my mind, before I grabbed my phone, I was already typing all that in my mind. But then there was just a check.
Mm-hmm.
There was a check, and I said, oh my God, I am so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching all your I was watching everything. I knew what you were doing. I saw your kid. I saw everything.
Yeah.
I just didn't know that it didn't connect.
Yeah,
And
because
that's how that
the internet almost makes you feel like you're right there, but you're not. Mm-hmm.
and that's how that thing just dissipated. But if I had written back with my lash back out, and they would have become, something worse, and there a relationship is already cut off, or now
Yeah.
we're having feelings, now we're all catching feelings and catching attitudes.
Feelings.
But the Holy Spirit checked me right there. And you know what, the reason why I know that the Holy Spirit checked me is because I have again, God connections. I really believe in God connections. um I'm not going to mention names, but it's just people that God has put in my circle that He uses to check me.
Mm.
I wake up, that next morning, I wake up and I saw a text from a friend of mine. When I see a text from some particular people, I don't wait. I buzz them immediately. So she told me about a dream she had in
Wow.
which someone upset me, and I went off. And she said, don't go off. Anyone tries to, don't go off. And I was telling her it already happened, but I didn't go off. Again, that's a relationship. You listen. my thing for this God Conversation series is to make you understand we have a relationship with Christ, and it is an intentional one.
And
You
it,
don't need
and it is
you don't
alive.
need anyone.
It is
Yeah,
alive, meaning that he has a message for yesterday. He has a message for today. There's going to be a message tomorrow. Like he is alive, like we're talking right now.
exactly. Exactly. I mean, so that fear of missing out, though,
Yeah.
that fear of missing out. Sometimes we think, again, it's because we're looking at other people. We're measuring
Oh yeah.
our
Okay. Right.
success
Mm-hmm.
with other people's success. Oh, at this, listen, at my plan for my life, I was going to be married at 25,
Mm-hmm.
which I did. I was married at 25. I was going to have my kids. I was going to be done having kids by 27. I didn't have my first until I was 31. Not
So
because things change,
imagine
but that was me. That was me, right? That was me. I wanted when we came to the country, we made a decision. Listen, it's just us now. Let's enjoy ourselves before the kids start coming. Right? So your plans for your life are going to change. Some of it will change based on when you reach that destination. It's like, okay, that's not the time to do this now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But even the fear of missing, I've seen people talk about, if you're not married at 30, if you're not married at 35,
That is very, yeah.
and you're watching, by this time this person already, by 30, she's done having her kids. Me, I'm not even. Listen, don't let somebody else's success diminish yours.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
What do you have to say about that?
I did go through that phase of thinking, oh my God, I'm at this age, I should have this. I did. In fact, my husband used to say, your life just started. What are you talking about? He used to say that all the time.
Oh my God.
My birthday, I used to cry on my birthday. Like it was like, it took a while for me to know that this was just the devil trying to make me miserable, honestly.
Exactly.
And my husband always used to say stuff like, you have you have everything. You have this, you have that. I would be like, no,
It's not enough.
this is blah, 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 blah. And I had friends who would also say stuff like, oh, Beauty, you're so good at this. It used to go in through this phase and come out because I had this narrative in my mind, this FOMO narrative, like, oh, I have to be in this place, I have to be in that place, And I wasn't, it's not, I don't even know, I would just say that is how the enemy steals joy from people. That's because now I am no longer that person. Whenever I catch myself even trying to slip into that, I immediately reverse.
Remember our conversation this week when you put that what was it you said? When I catch myself
and you said this response and I started laughing. But it was
it happened. It's true, just like Hepzibah said, be true to yourself, talk. Mm-hmm. Be true to yourself. You can see yourself. Sometimes I look at myself in the mirror and I'm talking to myself like, hey, potato head. Like I actually call myself knucklehead. Listen, be at peace. This is not who you are. This is not who you. I don't want to say. I actually put the response in Yoruba language, but I don't want to say. It's almost like I'm going to paraphrase what I said to myself. Calm down. It is not that serious. That's what I said to myself.
You know what I did with that message? You know what I did with the message?
What did you do?
I took a screenshot. I am going to post it. I'm going to post it on any day that I'm feeling like, I'm going to post it because that message was hilarious. But to be honest, like sometimes it's not even just us. Sometimes we have family that's what they're saying. And sometimes, especially for those that are parents that are watching this, sometimes you're the one saying that.
You're putting pressure. You're putting pressure.
You're putting
pressure. Let me share something. Very personal. When we came to the country, I was 25, like I said, and when I got here, I knew the one thing that I wanted to do was I wanted education. I wanted education so bad because my mom it was an arranged marriage. She was very young, right? So she didn't get to go to college. She didn't get to go to high school, right? So it was a big thing for me. I'm not going out like that. I'm not living life like that. I want an education, and I'm going to get it. So when we came here, of course I was 25. Even before I came here, I already made up my mind that after a year I was going to go back to school, right? Now, because school was there and I wanted to get an education before I started having kids, now there was pressure, right? Year one, year two, year three, and then a pressure's coming. Like, you guys got married how many years ago? No kids yet? Normally it's, 9 months. Boom. There's a cousin that just had a baby, and now everybody in my age already has 4. As a matter of fact, I was the last girl to get married I'm the second of 4 girls, no, 5 girls, but all of them had kids before me. I just had in my mind, no, I'm not doing. So here's the thing. In that time, I'm the one that decided I'm not going to have kids now. Yeah. But in that time, because I was of things I was seeing in church, like sometimes they would say, oh, if you're looking for the fruit of the womb, come out. I found myself going. One day I caught myself and I said, wait, hold up. Why are you going out? Why are you going out for fruit of the womb? You decided you didn't want to have kids yet. Yeah. That's the thing. Those are the kinds of things that even being in church, they try to put in your head. That's why you have to be awake, be woke. If you make a decision that, I don't want to do this now, I don't want to get married now, you have no business going out when they say, if you're looking for a partner, if you're praying to God for a partner, because you are not praying, you are waiting. See how you say
don't hoard the anointing if you don't need it. Just stand to the side and let those who need it take their husband.
You decided. So once I got that in my head, whenever people asked me, in fact, I told my mom, I said, listen, don't ask me anymore. When I get pregnant, I will tell you. If you don't, I kind of threatened my mom. I was like, if you don't stop asking me, I'm going to add another 2 years to it. But it took me coming to the realization, it was what I said I wanted. And I believe that when I asked God for that, he put an amen to that. He said, okay, you got it. Now I can now come in the middle of it. I'm doing opposite of what I asked. That's what you're doing. So if you're young, listen, if you're on this IG live right now, there is something that you have decided, maybe because you said education or marriage, or think about it. If you are because some of it show that you're faithless. Some of it just show faithlessness.
Someone is messaging me that she doesn't know how to log in to see this, and I cannot. If I respond, it will go off. So
yeah. So if we prayed, okay, at 26, this is what I want to do. So for the next 4 years, I don't want to have kids. Yeah. If it doesn't happen, it's not God. Like maybe this is a dicey one. Unless there is a problem health-wise that's not making you have kids.
No, what you're saying, let's not even use the kids aspect, right?
Yeah.
I guess what you're just saying is, if you have a plan, you've presented it to God. You've told God God is not against your plan, right? And
exactly.
And things are going well, and your plan has not yet happened. Sorry, your plan is, you're on the way to getting your plan, and something else that was not on the plan yet now becomes something of pressure. You shouldn't let it bother you, because you already have your plan.
So remember how I said noise equalize
distraction.
If I'm driving or I'm walking and there's a sudden noise that's calling my attention, I look away, and the amount of time that I spend looking at that thing that has caught my attention depends on me. If it is something that's not attractive to me, I bring my head back. If it's attractive, I want to check it out. Oh, what's that? What's going on? That's the way lies work.
Yeah.
That's the way, like,
you completely got it, because people have asked me, why did you call it Lead Me Past These Lies? Some people say, oh, I always think it's a fiction novel. When I that they thought it was a fiction novel when they saw it like on my feed or something. And I said, I call it living fastest lives because what is basically happening is that there is a destination. We always talk about how God has a plan for us and how it's good. The enemy knows that plan, there is nothing he can do about that plan. So
Yep.
what he does is put lies on the way, distractions on the way to delay us. So by the time you're going to your plan and then you see one distraction, you turn, you're like,
Yeah.
your boss is moving. You missed the bus. The bus has started going. You have to wait for the next bus to come because time and season is a real thing.
Yes, yes, yes. Someone just said, I think it's I am Joy said I need to get away from family.
I don't think you meant it like that.
No, yeah, I know you don't mean it like that, but you see, the things that you're running away from in your family, you will see outside. You will see somebody else say it. You will see it somewhere else. It's a matter of, and my husband always makes this every time he loves silence. My husband loves silence, right? But sometimes he will put on the TV on mute and he will say, oh, I just like the background noise.
Okay.
But he's working. He's doing what
the images.
Yeah, right? But he's doing is working and he's focused on what he's doing. That's what we need to learn to do. Because life is full of background noise, especially in this climate that we're in now. It's a lot of noise. A lot of it, some of us have to, we have to see that, those earbuds and that they say noise canceling. We need to use that analogy. We need to use that.
Yeah, I like noise. I call it selective deafness. Like you have to decide, I will be deaf to this.
Exactly.
Yes. You can't get around that.
And let's use the same thing as when you're going somewhere and something distracts you. You need to be able to say, okay, this is not, it is not important to my destination. I don't need that. I don't need that. So you keep going.
Yeah.
But the only way is an intentional relationship with God.
Yeah.
That's the only way. Otherwise, all the noise will come. And as you're getting up, another one comes. As you're getting up, another one comes, which is how I choose to see this 2020. Another one, as soon as it kicks up, Corona kicked up, boom, we were getting up, and then this one happened, and then you don't know which one, you don't know what else is coming. The only thing is you just have to be prepared for it and guard your heart.
Exactly.
And selective, I love that, selective deafness. And it has to be intentional, because you have to say, okay, this thing, what is the importance to where I'm going? How important is it to where I'm going?
Sis, I used to have friends when I was in uni, right? And I used to have a couple of friends when I was in uni. Like, if they liked a certain boy, if the boy was the douchebag of all douchebags, they would not hear your advice. They'd be like, whatever. Right? They would even be like, they would even cry and be like, whoo, whoo, whoo. And then next thing you see them hand in hand. You're like, and then you learn. And then that's where you learn that, But that is a kind of selective deafness on their own.
Yeah.
They will tell you, yes, I've heard, you're right. Yes, this guy. Yes, this girl.
But they will go and do their own. They will go and do exactly what they're saying.
That's what we need to do in some situations as well. Like, everyone is talking, everyone is saying their own, but hey.
Sometimes, right? Sometimes take it in and then let it sink in before you even react to anything. My name is Ireti said sometimes, and I think it's in answer to So sometimes to recuperate, you need to get away from some people. So sometimes, you need to get away. You need to watch your space. Watch what you allow to come into your space. Watch who you allow into your circle. Listen, there are some family members, you will not find me calling them for anything, because it's draining.
Yeah, I agree.
Human beings can be drained. Draining, like they drain you. They just being around them, just draining.
Yes, I agree.
So it's your space. You got to watch it. If you don't, I mean, it might be difficult if you stay in the same house as them, but
Yeah.
it is still manageable. Like,
Yeah.
don't engage. Don't you?
But can I say something though? I see a lot of people like, and I agree completely. I have people like that I'm like, space,
No, stay in your lane.
space for sanity. Let's keep our
Yeah.
space. Thank you. But I also always like bring up this conversation whenever this comes up. I'm like, as you are doing that, also don't be the person draining somebody else. Also don't be the
Oh,
toxic person in the situation. I see a lot of people talking about canceled, canceled, canceled. Some people saying canceled should be canceled themselves. I'm like, okay, I hope no, it's true. I'm sorry about my nose flaring, like it happens.
right.
But some people themselves, they are the ones. People are praying in their houses saying, I cancel this place. And they're out there like typing cancelled. I'm like, you get cancelled. I
Oh
don't
my
know.
God. And I love that. Make sure that you're not the one doing the draining. Like, that's the thing. But if you, like you were saying, that God put a love in you that you didn't even realize was there.
Yeah.
That if you love, and if you are attentive, and if you I'm going to use this word again, if you are woke, you will know. It's all about, like, when people are around me, for example, I want you to feel free. If you see me angry, right? If you see me angry, it has to be that, whoa, she's not like that. Something ticked her off the right way,
Something
the wrong
triggers
way,
me. Mhm.
right? So that has to be. But again, it's all about just this. Look, this looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, and that is my scripture. Like, I'm going to look, because I don't want to miss it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to miss it. Guys, we're coming up on I think it's the 5 minute mark here.
Oh,
And so if we
and
go
I
off,
so much
thank you
fun.
so much. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for coming online. We're just gonna keep talking until
Yeah.
it's
And if
just
you have any questions,
yeah,
for me, like
please.
let me have it, type it
Yeah.
in. Yeah. But
She's
yeah.
at Biodun Daphrede on
Mhm.
Instagram. And so if you have questions, go to her page. Listen, go follow her. Go follow her.
Yes.
And
Hey.
it's just I know
My
people are joining now, we're about to go off.
yeah.
But be true to you. Be true to you. All this lies, all this white noise is there, but you are in control. You're in control in the sense that you can decide what comes into your space.
Yeah.
You can decide who comes into your space. That one is under your control. So if you're allowing all those things to just come, yes. I am Joy. We do it every Saturday at 3
Every
p.m.
Saturday
Okay,
and
somebody else will be here on
yes,
Saturday, so I
somebody
hope
else.
to see you then. Every week. And if you guys want someone to come back, just DM me and I'll bring the person back for another week. Okay, so be true to yourself. Give yourself the true talk. If it means get in front of a mirror, sit down and talk to yourself, right? My husband's always saying, why do you talk? In fact, he just starts laughing when I start talking to myself. He just starts laughing. Like, oh
Can
my
I say
God,
something about
what's
that?
going
So,
on? But you have
for
to do
me,
it. You have to do
mhm,
it. Otherwise, you will allow all these things to make you crazy.
true. So for
I,
me, like I have always talked to myself. Like since I was a kid, guess what?
Mhm.
I used to get whooped for talking to myself. It was, I know people talk about invisible friends. That's not very
Yeah.
African, right? I didn't have any invisible friends. I just from a very little age understood that people would give me a strange reaction when I said something. So I got used to saying it to myself,
Right.
right? And so when it got to a point where I started to have to tell myself stuff, it was so easy.
Yeah.
And then it was entering. It wasn't just talking.
Yeah.
It was
It will
and
resonate.
it was resonating for me.
Yeah. It's so appropriate for this time. I'm telling you, it's so appropriate for now. It's
Yeah,
very easy,
yeah.
and it's strength too. Like, you think about it. There are times when I've been so almost to the point of depression, and that I just start talking. Like, listen, sit down, cut it out. I've told myself so many times, cut it out.
Mm-hmm.
I get in the car, I sit down, I say, cut it out. It wasn't that serious. Stop overthinking things.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what you saw. Like, Why did you jump to conclusion about that? What is that about? And I'm telling you, 5 minutes, and I count down.
Yeah.
I just count down because it's like this life is not that serious.
It's not that
I'm
serious.
telling you, it is not. Get in your space. Think about who you allow. Be
Or worship.
intentional.
Or
Yeah.
worship.
Or worship. Worship.
Yeah.
That's my default. That's my default. YouTube playlist. Let it play, and I will count down in minutes.
Yeah.
In